Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you, guys. You know, I always love when we start with a song that everybody can know or learn the words to quickly. Very few words in that song, but it says an awful lot. You know, I'm so grateful for all that I have. And you know what I fold into that? What I have is what I am as well. So I'm so grateful not only for what I have, but for what I am. And we're going to be talking today about what that is and building on how we can make that a little more robust, a little more exciting. So it's going to be a really, really fun day. I want to welcome you. If you're here for the first time or not, welcome. You have made it to Unity of Pasadena. And you know that when you see the ferns and all the wonderful plants in the background. You know, if you come in to a space and you don't see those, you got to say, I'm not in Unity of Pasadena, you know. But you know you're here because they're there. So we also have live streamers on right now, and we know you're here. I've been notified that it's working today, and this is really a good thing. It's truly, truly a good thing. Yes. It's alive. And so if you're new on live stream, fantastic. If you're sitting there with a cup of coffee at home with mom or, you know, whatever you're doing, maybe you turned it on in the restaurant. Maybe you're blasting it full volume at Denny's. I don't know. But if that's what you're doing, welcome. This is a fantastic day. I love Mother's Day. I do. And I also love Sundays, but they fall on the same day today. You know, Mother's Day is always on Sundays. So is church here at Unity of Pasadena. So we are a magnificent space where great things unfold. I mean, there are new ideas that come out of this experience every single time for me that I'm here. And I know it happens for other people too, because what we do is when we're finished with this, we sit down and we have a magnificent meal. And people talk about what it is that this brought to them, what the day brought to them, what the ideas brought to them, what the feelings and readings or talk brought to them, and how it's helped them for today and tomorrow and the next day. So we have value, and for that, we are grateful that we have people who help this thing to unfold, to occur. And those people many of them are here right now. They're on our board of trustees, and they work tirelessly to make sure that this space is open and available for anybody who wants to come in. And we are so grateful for that. They are the stewards of our finances. They are the stewards of the building. They are the stewards of what it is that we do to serve the community and how we give back. And so we're very, very grateful for our board of trustees. We're grateful for, as well, our prayer chaplains, and our prayer chaplains do a magnificent job. And for our musicians. So thank you, everyone. And we're also very, very grateful for each and every one of you as you show up in this very space. So let's take a look at the Unity blessing and do it together, please. We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you just the way you are. We also have a statement of faith I'd like you to join me in. There is only one presence and one power active in my life and in the universe. God the good omnipotence, and I am one with that presence and power. So let's start off with a prayer. So Bill, you have the gong today, don't you? Would you please gong us? Is that the right phrase? Will you gong us? Ah, that's beautiful. Don't set it down yet. I'm going to have you do it one more time. One more. Gong. One more. Uno más. Ah, gracias. So let's just breathe into this moment. Take a deep breath and release it. Recognizing right here and right now through this prayer, this discussion with the divine, that the divine is present in that discussion right now, heart to heart, mind to mind, thought to thought. For we think from this divine mind This divine mind that is God, we think through it and from it because we are it. We recognize and know right here and right now that the sum and substance of all that we see, feel, and know was brought through this divine source, and that includes us. We recognize and know that we show up as the divine in the way that we act, the way that we think, and the way we treat people. And so we live our higher selves through this divine source of all action and all ideas. Recognizing that presence right now is uplifting, consciously evolves our way of seeing life. And so I absolutely know that today is perfect, that as this service unfolds, that each person has the experience that is necessary for this day. That each person meets those that they need to meet today and has the discussions they need to have and understands those things that need to be understood and brings their own facet of life to this experience for each of us to enjoy. For we revel in connection. We're all about connection. We absolutely love the idea that connection heals. And each of us is willing at this point in time to heal whatever is necessary to be healed in our life. And so it's with this great thanksgiving for life itself that I release these words into the law of mind and know that they're already done. Please join me by saying, and so it is. Amen. Whew. So as always, I open my eyes and there are more people. This is great. That's my silent prayer. When I close my eyes and go into prayer, I know that there will be more people in the audience when I open my eyes. And that's kind of because people come in late. Yeah, nothing more than that, just people come in late. And that just brings up a Mother's Day story for me, which is absolutely magnificent for me, because I grew up in a house with a mother who had a theory that if she set the clocks ahead, that she'd never be late. Only she was the one that set the clocks ahead, and so she always knew that they were ahead. So, I never knew what time it was in that house, ever. Never knew what time it was. It could be 5 minutes fast here, and then another clock in another room could be 10 minutes fast, so here I am never knowing what time it is. But the theory, I guess it's sound, isn't it? It is sound, but she was always late anyway. Always. And I just loved her for that. So happy Mother's Day, Mom. She transitioned. My mother transitioned in 1999. So, or was it not? Yeah, it was 99. It was 1999, May, June, July, Yeah, it's a long time ago. It really is. But her memory's still with me, and I appreciate that very, very much. So we have a 3-minute question. Did you know we're going to do a 3-minute question today? We've got a 3-minute question, and that 3-minute question is right here in Jonah. Jonah. We named this glass fish Jonah. I don't know why, because Jonah was stuck in the mouth of this fish, but we decided to turn the tables and call the fish Jonah. So I pull out a question that's been written by somebody, and that question is going to be answered within 3 minutes. Sometimes it's faster. If I read it and I don't know, that's the end, and there's no need to go 3 minutes. But I promise you I won't ramble and I won't make up something, and I will try and tell the truth. So if God is in charge, why should I even try? Ooh. Oh, man. Oh, I've heard that before. I've heard that from a lot of people. But this is the way I look at it. And you may know that I work with a lot of people, a lot of really smart people also, who from time to time suffer from anxiety because of all the things that they have to get done. And they are concerned, really, really concerned about making sure that they've done it well enough to get the best result possible. So they carry in their hearts this idea that they're responsible for whatever result occurs. And that produces some anxiety, see. And so when I sit down with them, I have to say something like, well, you're in charge of all the preparation that's necessary for you to get the best result. You're not in charge of the result. So When I say that, I hope that they understand that I'm talking about this idea that God is in charge of the results. I can't change the way you feel about what it is I'm saying, but I can certainly prepare for what it is I'm going to say. So, in the sense, God is in charge. God is in charge of the results. But I had better pick up a tool of some sort if I am going to expect great results. I oftentimes say it this way. If I'm going to pray for potatoes, I'd better pick up a shovel. I've got to do my work. I got to put my effort into this. And in a sense as well, a larger sense, God is in charge. When you pull yourself up above everything and take a look at what's going on in this world, we recognize a little more deeply that everything that is an expression of this divine source. And this divine source is God. You, me, the universe itself is this divine source. And it is functioning, moving forward in greater complexity each and every day, in fact. And so we recognize and know this as God itself. And so I guess you could say God is in charge, but I better pick up a shovel, right? So whoever asked that, thank you very much. Did I make it in 3 minutes?
2 minutes and 9 seconds.
Oh, wow. Now that's fast. So we have world-class songs today and world-class singer. And I really appreciate that you're here today, Allison. So would you start us off with that song?
We have a world-class pianist here. Mitch is also a world-class pianist. We have another world-class pianist here today also, Sandro. So welcome, Sandro, please.
Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. All your life, you were only waiting for this moment to Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these sunken eyes and learn to see. All your life, you were only waiting for this moment to be free. Oh, blackbird fly. Blackbird fly into the light of a dark black Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Come on and take these broken wings and learn, just learn to fly. Don't you know that all your life you were only waiting for this moment to be free? Oh,
That was so beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. My heart is so open right now. I am ready to do the daily word on Mother's Day. This is Sunday, May 12, 2024, Mother's Blessing. I honor and bless the world's mothers. Today, I offer a blessing of gratitude for the loving, nurturing spirit of mothers. I bless my mother and those who have shared a mother's love by supporting me throughout my life. I think of the many ways they have been present for me over the years with unconditional and acceptance and love. I envision all the mothers, grandmothers, and caregivers throughout the world surrounded by love and light. For those in my life, I take time to express my appreciation with words, gifts, and time together. To mothers to be, I prayerfully affirm health and ever-deepening joy. To mothers no longer in the world, I hold them in loving prayer and hold thoughts of joy and gratitude. I bless their souls' ongoing journeys, knowing bonds of love keep their memories alive. The spiritual reference is Proverbs chapter 31, verse 28. Her children rise up and call her happy.
Well, happy Sunday and happy Mother's Day to each and every one of you. It is my privilege and pleasure to pray with you. Take a moment to relax your thoughts as you allow your breath to surrender to that quiet space within. By breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, and breathing out. Let us begin by saying the prayer of St. Francis together. God, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. Where there is sadness, joy. O divine presence, grant that I may so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive, and it is in pardoning that we are pardoned, and it is through grace that we are given everlasting life. Amen. As we go within, we realize the term gratitude is a spiritual practice. Every time we give thanks for our lives, we step closer to love. Gratitude always takes us in the direction of love. Gratitude takes us to our hearts. Practicing gratitude enables us to cultivating a loving awareness for our lives and for ourselves. As we move into a 2-minute period of silence. When we remember to give thanks, we feel blessed, not just for what we have, but for who we are. Practicing gratitude helps us to remember the basic truth. We are lovable. The more we practice gratitude, the more we become who we really are. And we say, thank you, God. Thank you. Namaste.
Happy Mother's Day.
Rows and flows of angel hair and ice cream castles in the air and feathered canyons everywhere. I've looked at clouds that way, but now they only block the sun. They rain and snow on everyone. So many things I could have done, but clouds got in my way. I've looked at clouds from both sides now, from up and down, and still somehow it's clouds illusions I recall. I really don't know clouds at all. Moons and Junes and Ferris wheels, the dizzy dancing way you feel when every fairy tale comes real. I've looked at love that way, but now it's just another show. You leave them laughing when you go, and if you care, don't let them know. Don't give yourself away. I've looked at love from both sides now, from give and take, and still somehow it's love's illusions I recall. I really don't know love at all. Tears and fears and feeling proud to say I love you right out loud. Dreams and schemes and circus crowds. I've looked at life that way, but now old friends are acting strange. They shake their heads, they say I've changed. Oh, something's lost, but something's gained in living every day. I've looked at love from both sides now, from win and lose, and still somehow it's life's illusions I recall. I really
If you're wondering, bulletproof glass. Otherwise, poof. Because you got 88 keys on that piano, and not one of them is that high. No, not at all. So, really magnificent. Thank you, you guys. Just beautiful. I appreciate it when I get emotional with the music that's presented. I feel a connection to life when that happens, and that's happened today. So, thank you very much. Appreciate it. All right. So. What a day. What a day. You know, I got up this morning and got in the shower and took a look outside my bathroom window there, and there it is, the little turtle dove sitting in the nest, you know. No more than like 8 inches from me when I turn and look at the turtle dove, you know, and I was just told there's some baby eggs out here, and a bird has a nest right outside. Oh, great. We got nests out here too. So birds everywhere. I mean, it's that time of year, right? So this bird in the nest is sitting on its eggs, and it's been sitting on its eggs for quite a while, but a Mother's Day vision of caring so deeply for the life of its young ones started to permeate me, you know. The time that's necessary to sit on that nest, and each time I look out that window and see that bird in there, and sometimes it's midnight, still there. Sometimes it's in the morning, still there. Sometimes it's in the afternoon, still there. I mean, it's an amazing thing. And I think that is what initially begins the instinctual idea of what motherhood means and how deep it goes. And I see it every day. I mean, I think that in a sense, I'm a mother too. You know, because there are some things in my life that are incredibly deep for me. And I think it's kind of a term of art for a connection with that depth. So I honor Mother's Day, and I believe that it encompasses all of us. If you're willing to feel the depth of life, if you're willing to connect to it and appreciate it and enjoy it. So, yeah, happy Mother's Day. So, you know, we're doing a little series this month on universal laws. And we did the universal law of consciousness last week. And consciousness is an interesting topic, but it's something that we're really keenly focused on, because what we see it in our lives as conscious individuals is an awareness of what's going on around us, an awareness not just of past and present and potential future, but an awareness of what it is we have to be, who it is we have to be in order to do the best we possibly can in whatever circumstance arises in our lives. Whatever we see as our reality, we need to meet it. Does that make sense for you? Because reality is a fleeting thing. It truly is. Reality is a very fleeting thing. It is your perception of what's going on in your life in the very moment. That's reality for you. And if something changes drastically, then all of a sudden your reality changes drastically. You know? And here it was. It's really the same thing, except for a new idea that comes in and changes everything that you think about life in that moment. So reality is really fleeting. You know, it's really fleeting. But we have to meet whatever it is we see in our world with a consciousness that allows, a consciousness or an awareness that allows it to work for us. Would you agree with that? Yeah, I mean, that's really what we talk about in here. We talk about how to make this life align with the power that can create joy and beauty and light and life and love and all of the things that we would like to see unfold in our lives. I mean, we can do this. You know, it helps to do it together, by the way. This connection really is helpful. It helps us to be able to talk about what it is that we see in this world and how it is we handle what's going on. Some of the things are quite complex. So this idea of consciousness, the law of consciousness, is quite complex as well. But I think we did a pretty good job of unpacking it last week. But this morning, I'm looking through some of the periodicals that I appreciate and enjoy, and I found an article that was written May 8th this year. I mean, it just came out, and I wanted to share this with you because it's all about consciousness. So this article, which was, like I said, published May 8th, has 3 different authors, and these authors are professors of astrobiology, professor and research scientist at the National Institute for Materials Science in Japan, and a Regents professor of planetary science and cosmochemistry. I didn't know such a thing existed. Cosmochemistry. I mean, it sounds pretty exciting and complicated. But they've been studying this idea of consciousness for a long period of time and how it relates to our universe, how it relates to everything that exists in this world. And what they have decided, let me read this topic. This is the actual title of the paper. Consciousness came before life, the fundamental cause of evolution. This is so exciting for me as a Unity minister and as essentially a scientist with a master's degree in consciousness studies. It's so exciting for me because what it does is confirm and affirm all of the things that I understand and believe about how life comes about. You see, science has previously thought that evolution drove intelligence, meaning as we evolve, we get, because of that evolution, greater intellectual capacity. And we've seen that happen from time to time in how our brains have evolved. It's a triune brain. You know, we needed more. We needed frontal lobe effect, and we needed all of the things that were necessary for us to achieve a life in this complex world. And so it came about through an evolutionary process. All right, we know that. So previously, we believed that evolution drove intelligence in life. The script has now been flipped. Intelligence drives evolution. This article is all about the evidence, the material evidence, that intelligence drives evolution, meaning that there is an intelligence, a divine mind, if you will, that has driven everything, that drives everything, that was responsible for, if you will, the Big Bang. And I'm going to be quoting an astrophysicist who has changed that Big Bang phrase to the big breath, which is an ongoing breath, you see, a breath of life rather than just what looks like an explosion with absolutely no order to it at all. This cosmologist calls it the divine breath, and I really, really like that viewpoint. So the script has been flipped. All of the things that I've been talking about, all of the things that I've understood through studying unity and divine science and religious science, and all of the things that people, philosophers and psychologists have been saying about what's probably the case is shown to be true. That's fascinating to me. It's fascinating that consciousness is all there is, and it drives evolution. It drives the changes in you and me. So with that as a backdrop, I'm going to talk today about the law of complexity, which is how we start to evolve through this conscious intelligence to operate in a more complex fashion in a more complex world. Okay, so you can see it in the physical world, and we know science has mapped this out for us. You know, first we had, let's say, atoms, very, very small atoms, microscopic, you know, and those atoms connected to one another, became planets, stars. Later on in the planetary sphere of oxygenation, like we have here in this realm, they connected together to form organisms. And more complex organisms were brought about. And by the way, with this new article on consciousness that I just talked about, all being brought about through intelligence, a universal intelligence, moving toward more complex structures, more complex beings. And we see ourselves here on this planet as the most complex being available to us. We don't know what's really out there, completely out there, but we see ourselves as the most complex beings here on this planet. We have capacities that other animals don't have. We've developed in ways that allow us to use our environment in ways that can not only be beneficial to us, but detrimental to us and the planet as well. I mean, we're capable of causing the 6th great extinction. We are absolutely capable of doing that. And I think that perhaps the next level of complexity that we must evolve into is an understanding that we are doing that we are moving toward that and start taking responsibility for it and moving in a direction where we can change that if it's even possible. But this idea of complexity is seen in the physical world very, very easily. It's not so much seen in the invisible world through, the eyesight and the hearing and the 5 senses, but you know it because you experience it. There is a researcher by the name of Ken Wilber. Anybody ever heard of Ken Wilber? All right, Ken Wilber. And by the way, Ken Wilber is a very important person in unity philosophy, because when we talk about science, and Ken Wilber is a scientist, we talk a lot about how we evolve as individuals, and Ken Wilber has set a map for that. And I'm going to give you his map for this moving into greater complexity that he utilizes for individuals and their growth. And it's very simple. So we start with our own thought processes as a young child. And as a young child, we think of only us. And if you have young children, or have had young children, or have grandchildren, then you know that that's true. Everything's me, 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 me. It's all about me. That's my toy, that's my friend, that's my this, that's my that. Everything is me. That's called egocentric living. It's an egocentric idea of seeing the world. Everything's mine. And as the child grows 5, 6, 7, they start to understand that they are part of a family. And they start to recognize that maybe they have some responsibilities in this family. Maybe I need to clean up my room because my mom said so. Maybe I have to be nice to my brother because my mom said so. Start to understand that they're part of a family unit. And that's an ethnocentric idea that goes beyond the egocentric idea. It's not just me anymore, it's the people around me. And then it becomes the community at school and the friends that you have. And then it becomes a larger school, and all of a sudden this ethnocentric idea, this community idea becomes a village. And you're really, really attracted and attached to your village. I mean, some of you probably belong to Facebook groups now that were high school based. I mean, there's an old village, right? There's an old village of ethnocentricity that pops up all the time. And that's okay, it's good, it's fun. We like to look at those things that happened in the past and enjoy them, and remember them. But that's not where we stop, you see, because when we start to develop a little bit more, we start to see that there's a whole wide world out there. There are other countries and other peoples, and there are difficulties happening everywhere. And there's planetary disaster happening, and there are people that need to step up and help. There are those that must fill the gap of the problems that are occurring so that solutions can unfold. And when you're in that space, you become world-centric. You understand that there's a wider world community. It's not just you. It's not just your family or your village. It's an entire world, and we are all connected. And you can feel that connection. You can feel that oneness. I talk about it all the time. There's only one thing. But you can feel that. Now, we're basically made of the same stuff. We go through the same things. We have attached ourselves to one another's reality, I might say. Yes, we have. So that complexity moves from egocentricity to ethnocentricity to world centricity. And then there's cosmocentricity. We take a look at the wider universe and become a citizen of the wider universe. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool when you can get there and you start to understand that there's more. There is more. So we're evolving through these ideas and becoming aware of them and starting to integrate them into our belief system. And we call that moving to greater complexity. Now, the person that wrote the law on this is a guy by the name of Teilhard de Chardin. You've heard of him? Yes, he was a priest and a scientist, and Way back when, he was almost excommunicated because he had ideas that didn't agree with the Catholic Church. I mean, it was this close, you know. But they never let him teach or preach again. They didn't. They never let him teach or preach again because he had these ideas that I'm talking about. These ideas that conflict with the Pope's ideas, if you will. And he developed the law of complexity. And we have dealt with ways of explaining it. Scientists have dealt with ways of explaining it forever and ever. And it's not an easy thing to explain, but you can see it in your own life if you have the right map to see it. And I think Ken Wilber's map of egocentricity, ethnocentricity, world centricity, and cosmocentricity help you to see what's going on because it's an easy map to follow. Now, I'm going to give you another map. And this is a map that I made up. And I mean, it's right here in the book of Greg now, which kind of makes it its own universal law, doesn't it? I mean, once it ends up in here, it's sort of your own universal law. It's an idea that I had while I was in meditation. I thought, you know, there's got to be something that I can do to understand this at a deeper level. Something maybe I can do to bring myself to a greater level of complexity. And this is the thing that I have to explain about these levels of complexity. It's not just that you were this and now you become this, and you were that and now you become something else. You're moving up the ladder. It's not just that. It's that you transcend what you were and you include it in who you are. It's called transcend and include, meaning I can hold all these ideas, recognizing and knowing that I have to take care of myself, which is egocentricity. I have to take care of my family, which is ethnocentricity. I have to take care of the world, and I have to take care of the planet. I can hold all those ideas in my hands at the same time. Now, that's a complex level of thinking, you see? I mean, I don't have to just juggle one ball or two balls or three balls. I'm juggling four balls if I'm a cosmic-centric person. So it's easy to see that. But then I asked myself this question. I said, and I didn't say self. I said, this is a question I think that makes sense. What role do we play in our own evolutionary process, moving from this state to a greater state of complexity? What role do I play in that? What role can I play in that? What can I do to help move myself into that space where I probably can't see it yet or feel it yet because I've never been it yet? Not easy to do when you don't know what it is. My next greater yet to be. Have you heard me say that? How do I help myself to reach that greater yet to be? My next greater yet to be. Well, in meditation, I thought to myself, you know, we have a guide. We got a guy that has been written about in some really important books. And what this guy did was show a level of consciousness that seems to exceed where anybody else on this planet is today, perhaps, and was an example as to how we ought to operate here in this earth space, on this planet, in this moment. And that person, and we talk about him a lot, especially in church spaces, is Jesus. And Jesus, that completely human and completely divine as we are person, had some ways about him that showed a level of conscious complexity which exceeds anything that I know. And how do I map that? How do I show that? How can I see that on my page? And so I drew this big circle. On the page. And I said, you know, there is what I'll call a circle of caring that I need to take a really, really good look at, because if I were to develop that circle of caring with Jesus' life in mind, I'd see that he cared about a whole lot more people than I do. I mean, he fed people when they were hungry. He healed people when they were sick. He sat with them when they were down and out. He socially pulled them out of being ostracized by sitting and eating with them. He helped people to move from where they were to where they need to be, and he did it extremely well without fear. I mean, there was essentially no one outside of his circle of caring. No one was outside the circle of caring of Jesus. And you don't have to be a Christian to understand this. I mean, the story is clear. There is this circle of caring that Jesus lived that includes everything. Everything. Talk about that being, that is another level of complexity, one that I do not know, because honestly, there are people and things outside of my circle of caring. Is that the way it is with you? I mean, can you be honest about that? Is there anything out there that, I mean, Jesus said we should love our enemies. I mean, what he did essentially was, I have an enemy, I'm going to draw the circle around that person, you know? I mean, that person's in, that person's here, that person's right here. You know, sayings like turn the other cheek when somebody hurts you, for crying out loud. How difficult is that? Incredibly difficult, but he did it up on the cross when and this is how the story goes, when he said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. What he did was put them in the circle of caring, praying for them. In the circle of caring they went. I mean, you can see that map in your mind, can't you? Can you see that the wider, the larger your circle of caring is, the greater your conscious development might be? Can you see that? You can, can't you? I can see it. I could feel it. And when I wrote this down and I made that circle, and I thought to myself, can I make mine bigger? I recognized the utility immediately. Can I put this person inside my circle of caring? Can I do that? The answer is yeah, I can. I can do that, but it's going to be hard. Well, why is it going to be hard? Because I don't know how to do it. Well, a little bit more meditation, and I thought, you know what? A good start is prayer, you know? I mean, if this person or this situation or this circumstance or this entity or this organization that bugs me so much they're outside of my circle of caring, I'll pray for them. And that brings them inside the lines. It brings them inside my circle of caring. I mean, how else can I do it? How else can I start the process? Where's my role in playing, in moving toward my own greater yet to be? Where is it? It's in that. I know it is. Widen my circle of caring. God. I don't know what you think of that, but it still sort of affects me in a way that is pretty exciting, because that mapping idea was new to me. I'd never seen anybody do it before, and I Googled the phrase circle of caring, and nurses use it because they want to be better in hospital situations, but nobody else has talked about it. So I'm gonna. It's right here in the book of Greg. Widen your circle of caring. It's your role in the evolutionary process moving toward a greater complexity in life. Being able to handle that complexity in a way that makes sense. Being able to walk through it and live through it and connect with it rather than push it away and say, I'm not that. As you push somebody else away and say, this isn't me, widen your circle. As you can't forgive somebody for what it is they may have done to you, widen your circle. Pray for them. Interesting, isn't it? So here's the deal. Love you guys. Absolutely love you. And the way I say that is the God in me recognizes the God in you. Namaste. And so it is. I always do that. I always put it away when I still need it. Oh, who's ushing today? I know it's Trish. Trish is ushing today. Trish, are you ushing? I know it. That little basket that's on a stick? I mean, it looks like she's playing lacrosse to me. That's what it looks like, you know, but she's not catching little balls in the basket. So, oh, great. Look at this. I know what this is. I know this is from us here. It goes in the basket. And this is the list of people who are on today. Victoria, good to see you and feel you. Riva, awesome. Sue and Ron, you're here. Audrey, Colleen, all the way from Illinois. And Charles DeTurk is even farther away than that. And Steve's waving at you, Charles. Steve's waving at you right now. So Charles is all the way in Michigan. So thank you for bringing these up. So what we have is a way of giving to this community that means so much to each and every one of us. It means not only a great deal to this space, but the community that encircles us. We have a large, what I would call ethnocentric community, meaning our consciousness affects everyone. They become family. Clear out to the rest of the world like dropping a pebble in a lake. Those ripples extend themselves all the way out to wherever. And so we do that here at Unity of Pasadena, and our giving is all around being the best we can possibly be to whomever we can reach. We say together in our community giving statement, please join me, God is the source of my overflowing supply, and I am grateful, and so it is.
Close my eyes, I'll open my heart. I take a deep breath, let the healing start. I lift my hands, I plant my feet, I let love in, I feel the beat, calling, calling us to rise. Rise, spirit, rise up, rise in me. I lift my soul, I clear my mind. I'm here and now, in present time. I feel the power of 1,000 suns lighting up the dark. Well, we rise and run. Come on and rise. Oh, rise. Spirit, rise up. Rise in me. Oh, rise. Oh, rise. Spirit, rise up. Rise in me. Rise in me. I sing to you, you sing to me. Change up this noise, make sweet harmony. Come on and rise, oh rise, spirit rise up, rise in me. Oh rise, oh rise, spirit rise up, rise in me.
You ready? I'm glad you're up on your feet. Perfect timing. This side of the room.
Rise, 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 rise,
Here we go.
rise, rise, rise.
I'm changing it up.
Rise up. Rise up. Rise up. Come on and rise. Come on and rise. Come on and rise. Come on and rise. Come on and rise.
Your high soprano.
Come on and rise. Come on and rise. Come on and rise.
Or low.
Come on and rise up. Come on and rise up. Come on and rise up. Come on and rise.
Good. Let's hear it a cappella.
Come on and rise. Come on and rise up. Come on and rise up. Come on and rise.
Keep it going.
Come on and rise up. Come on and rise up. Rise with me. Come on and rise. Rise with me. Woo!
All together.
Come on and rise.
Come on and sit. Come on and sit. Come on and sit. That's good too. Oh, look at this. You are on time. This is what we promise here at Unity of Pasadena. We promise to use these tithes and treasures with integrity, utilizing it to bring the greater good of God to this very space here at Unity of Pasadena and the surrounding community, ethnocentrically moving into the spaces where we help people to do the things that they need to do. We allow this good to travel to the far reaches of the world, to the far reaches of the earth, and out into the universal consciousness. And we do it with joy. So we're so thankful for these tithes and treasures and the ability to do these kinds of things. We're thankful for what you do here at Unity of Pasadena and what these represent. I release these words into the law of mind with great thanksgiving. Join me by saying, and so it is. Amen. Thank you. Thank you, Trish. All right, so Barbara, who's community today? Oh, Bill, come on up, Bill. Come on. Yeah, you can clap for Bill. I think that's a good idea.
Uh-oh, I hope I live up to that amount of applause. But so, good morning. So glad to be here. And I do truly love Sundays, and I love seeing you here and being here. So, now we're going to go through our vision. So, you've seen our vision, mission, and core values demonstrated in our service today. Let's take a moment now and affirm them together. Our vision, powerfully transformed through the growing movement of shared spiritual awakening. And our mission, transforming lives by living and sharing our inner truth, divine wisdom, compassion, and love, using practical spiritual principles. And our core values, creating community, living love, teaching truth, and serving spirit. So this is the second Sunday of the month, and Team D through J are doing our hospitality. So next week it's going to be the third Sunday, and it will be K through R taking the lead. Oh, yes. Well, I just texted Anita and Norma. I said, are we doing hospitality today? They texted me when I walked in with nothing in hand, so I was getting scared. So, okay, hospitality time is a great opportunity for creating community. If you don't normally stay for hospitality, we invite you to give it a try. Once this Sunday, we have delicious food and fellowship. Today is tea time on Mother's Day. So how many people have been to tea time? So what this is, it's the chaplains sit at a table, invite everyone here, and one of the chaplains will lead it. It's confidential, it's very moving, it's a way to, and it's confidential, yes, I said that. And it's a way to connect with God and each other at a higher level. So we invite you to do that. And Jackie Dorst is leading it today. So next Sunday is Pentecost, and during the service we will do the Unity White Stone Ceremony. In Unity, the White Stone Ceremony and Pentecost are uniquely connected. As our newness is felt and understood throughout our inner resources, we begin to see a new beginning around us. So new things that are happening. Hope you got your May bulletin, as it is filled with community information. Many of the things we talk about, our mission, core value, and all, is in there, and also the events. So last year we replaced 2 of our HVAC, our heater and air conditioner on the roof. And the cost of that was $20,000. So now, after you hear that big number, let's celebrate that we have over $10,000 already donated to pay for that. So thank you. So if you're interested in hearing more about that, please speak to me. So now we have a great opportunity. We have 5 HVAC systems on this building. It's a big building. We replaced 2. Well, another one is due for repair. I should say replacement, because it was built, it's over 30 years old. So we need to replace the heating and cooling unit that takes care of the fellowship. So this really affects everybody. We are currently getting multiple bids. We have 3. As Barbara mentioned at the annual meeting, the Fire and Ice campaign was initiated. That was for last year's HVAC. So please know that we have a reserves, but it's limited. And what we do over the board is to do our due diligence to get the best equipment by the best people for the best price. So please, talk to me and we'll get this next campaign going. And before I return the mic to Reverend Greg, I invite Larry up. Larry Evans, who has been a pianist for our services, is also a songwriter and playwright, to share his upcoming event. Larry, come on up.
Well, in January this year, I just thought, I want to produce musicals. So I started, and this train is still going, and it's like, I hope, like Reverend Greg says, I hope it's my next greater yet to be. I really do. So anyway, this is happening on May 30th. In a few weekends, I have a Thursday night performance, 7:30. It's right here. Everyone says, where is it? Where is it? Because they don't want to drive to Covina or whatever. But this is right here on Washington and Allen at the Portico Art Space. We sold 3 tickets here at the church. I hope to sell many more. Sometimes I wake up in the morning and thought, what did I do? What am I doing? But I'm really enjoying it. It's amazing. I wrote 22 songs. I really want you to hear them when you come to the musical. Christy Cohen is directing it. She's really developing it. It's really coming out neat. It's suspenseful. It's funny. It's a lot of great songs. It's really going really well. I have a fantastic cast. It was written in 1920. It's one of the first science fiction plays. It's the first time the word robot was used in the English language. And it's a classic. It's done for 100 years. A lot of the things he predicted in that original play are coming true today, right now. And it's translated into 36 languages. So we've got May 30th, Thursday night, May 30th, 7:30, that's $20. And then June 1st, Saturday, 3 and 8, and Sunday at 3. The Sunday at 3 seems to be the most popular time that people are buying. The flyers up there, all you do is you put this link that's on here, put that in the computer, and it'll go right to the ticket page. So any questions, just let me know. The flyers are up there. Any questions? No? Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, so we're going to end the service with our silent unity prayer for protection, and then we're going to sing. What are we singing today? What are we going to sing? Peace song? I Choose Love. We're going to sing I Choose Love. Fantastic. So before I start the silent unity prayer for protection with you, and I'd like you all to rise for that, I want to tell you that if you'd like prayer, our prayer chaplains are available after service for you. Just stay in your seat, and a prayer chaplain will come to pray with you. So know that you're supported. So please join me in the silent unity prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am light. The love of God enfolds us. I am love. The power of God protects us. I am power. The presence of God watches over us. I am presence. Wherever I am, God is. I am divine, and all is well. Thank you, Bill. I appreciate that. It's high praise. I appreciate it. They are. They are. And sometimes I think to myself, because I've never